This is how not to react to being misgendered.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am. You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, what?
Okay, it has to be said when you look at a video like this, what happened before the camera came on? It's possible other people in the store were being complete jackasses, and everyone's being nice and calm and reasonable and using their inside voice now that they know a camera is on. Other than her.
Again, ma'am. I said both of you. No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
And it goes on.
You want to call me sir again? I will show you a fucking sir. Motherfucker.
Not helpful. Not helpful.
I need your corporate number. Because I'm going to call them and talk about
Not
how it's misgendered several times.
unreasonable to want to call corporate, but you can find that on the internet. They're a public company.
Get it for me now. Give me your corporate number. Well, I'm going to ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man. Because Christ... Get it for me now. I'm not cussing. I'm not cussing. Get me the number now. Please. Oh!
Okay, that's... There's also a part of me that wonders if this video was not made to show transgender people in a bad light, you know? So, now I am by no means going to say I'm 100% passable, and no one can ever tell or anything of that nature. But this is not the way to react to being misgendered. It happens to me very infrequently. And the last time I recall this happening was actually when I was in the hospital for the surgery. Come on. There we go. So this is an email from when I was in the hospital for the surgery. And there were a lot of issues going on around one particular nurse. She was the night shift nurse, and it took her 45 minutes after I pressed the button to get me my pain pill. And that pain pill is something you need to ask for. They recommend that you ask for it half an hour or so before you have the pain pill wearing off, because you have to swallow it and it has to be metabolized, and then you get the pain relief. I laid there and I felt a pain flow over my body like I was being inundated with boiling hot water. That prompted me to get up and ask, what the hell is going on? I did so in a polite tone, as I recall. Misgendering, I don't even think I mentioned it directly to the person, but I only mentioned it in this email as like an afterthought. What really got to me was the customer service issue there. Now, this video, it looks like the GameStop employee was being reasonable, but again, we don't know. 30 seconds earlier, that GameStop employee might have been being a complete jerk. But given what we see, we can only react to what we see, which brings me to my larger point. As transgender people, we project into the world an image of ourselves, and the world projects and reflects what it is on us, back and forth like that. If I go ahead and change cameras, you see a mirror there. I project an image of myself by what I choose to wear and what I choose to look like. The mirror reflects that back at me. I look in it, I see what I want to see nowadays. If you are transgender, you need to understand that as visual creatures, human beings are going to look at you And unless they have some visual cue to tell them what gender you are or you prefer to identify as that is stronger than the visual cues of the gender that you don't identify as, they're going to go with the strongest visual cues. A pink shirt and pink shoes and hair about yay long is not enough. You need to change the whole presentation of yourself, either with temporary means, cosmetic means, or with medicine and medical procedures, one or the other. Otherwise, people are going to identify you based on what they see, and you need to understand that. We need to understand that if we are out in the world and we're trans, um, passing or not passing, if we're misgendered, the way to react is to say, I'm transgender and I would prefer these pronouns. And to try to educate the person. 99% of people, if you're presenting a genuine transgender image, will just respect that. Even if they don't agree with the lifestyle and all that, they'll still respect how you prefer to be referred to. Just the same way if you say your name is Nancy, people will call you by your name, you know. That's just the way it is. And it's not just transgender people. This is the way it is for everybody. If you're a police officer and you're off duty, you're not in uniform, it's crazy to think that people are going to treat you like a police officer if you're off duty and not in uniform and no one around there recognizes you to know that you're a police officer. If you are a medical doctor and you're not in a hospital and you're not wearing stereotypical doctor clothes, people are not going to react to you and treat you like a doctor. If you're a college professor, like me, unless I'm walking around wearing this hat all the time, you know, people are not going to have any idea that I have any sort of high education, you know. But if I'm on campus and I'm working and I'm standing in front of a classroom, then I'm Professor Farmer. Everywhere else, I'm just random black tranny, okay? That's just the way the world works. As a transgender person, I would say to this individual, while you shouldn't need to work to look beautiful, and I agree you shouldn't, and you don't have to, you do need to be a bit more understanding and tolerant of the fact that even people who are not transphobic at all might not immediately recognize you on an instinctual level as being a woman. That's just the way it is. Okay.